All right, our next algorithm is going to be the bubble sort algorithm. Bubble sort is used, there's actually quite a few sorts, but this is sort of like the first one that they teach you in computer science. There are so many sorting algorithms, and some of them get really complex, and some of them are extremely hard to program. But usually, the harder they are to program, the more efficient they are as far as um, actions, movements, that are completed inside your program. A good program tries to keep things down to the minimal amount of actions as possible. Actions, comparisons, there's just different things that go on in a program. The fewer accuracy is always the key, but the fewer movements make it more efficient. All right, bubble sort sorts an unordered list. Right. Here we got an array. I just went ahead and put some stuff down. This is easier to show you guys on something like Excel than it would be for me just to try to point inside a program and explain to it. So here we've got an unordered list, 615243, and we want to put them in order with bubble sort. Okay, we are going to bubble through this n minus 1 times. So there are 6 different numbers in this array. So we're going to bubble n, which is 6, minus 1. We're going to bubble through this 5 times. These comparison here is one bubble. All right. So here's how we go through this. This is how, and I'm going to show you the program after this, but this is just walking through it like on a chalkboard, except I'm using Excel. All right. The first time to bubble through this, we're going to compare the 0 element and the first and the second element, the second and the third and the fourth, and the fourth and the fifth. All right. If the lower number is less, let me get this right. The lower numbered element is greater than the higher number element, we swap them. Swaps is the key. Inside your program, you're going to have a swap function. All right. So let's go through these. We're only going to compare 0 and 1, and that's index numbers. So we're going to compare 6 and 1, and you can see the 0 element is greater than the first, so we swap them. So this is going to be 1, and this is going to be 6. The rest of these we just bring down. Now we're going to compare the first and the second. That's these two. Again, you see this one is greater than this one, so we swap them. That becomes 5, and that becomes 6. All the rest of them just get brought down. Okay, now we're going to compare 2 and 3. All right. Again, the first one is greater than the second one, so we swap them. The rest of these just get brought down. Now we're going to go through the third and the fourth. All right. These two right here. Again, the second is less than the first, so we swap them. Everything else gets brought down. And finally, we're going to look at the fourth and the fifth, this and this. And again, the first one is greater than the second one, so we swap them. Everything that doesn't get looked at just gets brought down. All right, we just bubbled through it one time. All right, and you can start to see as you bubble, the higher numbers gravitate towards the right, and the lower numbers will keep gravitating towards the left. So let's bubble again. All right, 1 and 5. All right, these are the first two we look at. I'm going to copy these down again. All right, we're going to compare 0 and 1. 1 is less than 5, so that gets left alone. All right, we bring those down. Matter of fact, everything gets brought down. All right, we're going to compare 1 and 2. Okay, 5 is greater than 2, so they get swapped. 2, 5. We bring down everything else. All right, now here we are. We want to compare 2 and 3. 5, 4. So 5 is greater than 4, so we swap. 4, 5. We bring down everything else. The only thing that each time iteration through this that happens is we just look at the next pair. And the next pair now is 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Right? 5 is greater than 3, so we swap them. 3, 5. Bring everything else down. All right. Now we're going to compare. And I hope you're all looking up these indices, because that's what now we're going to compare 4 and 5. So 4 is less than 5, so there's no swap. We just bring them down. Matter of fact, we bring everything down. Okay, that was our second bubble. We can do this if this array is the maximum amount of a mess for a bubble sort. We'll have to do it 6 elements minus 1. We might have to do this 5 times. We've did it twice. So I'm going to cut and paste this. Control C, Control B. All right, we compare 0 and 1. Okay, so they're good. We bring them down. Matter of fact, we bring everything down. Now we compare 1 and 2. 1 and 2. They look good. So we can bring everything down again. We want to compare 2 and 3. 2 and 3. So look, 4, 3. 4 is greater than 3. We swap. 3, 4. Bring everything else down. Oops. At this point, it's sorted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. You can see we went through 1 bubble, 2 bubble, and almost through the 3rd bubble. The program you write is probably going to go ahead, unless you really, really nail it. It's going to go ahead and bubble through the 4th time and the 5th time. But we did, to get these in order, to take 6, 1, 5, 2, 4, 3 and bubble through it, we only had to bubble through it 2.5 times. All right, hope this makes sense. There's a lot of, this is really fertile for a couple, 3 final exam questions, maybe even a couple of quiz questions. Like I might ask you to bubble through this, bubble through it just like I did. Matter of fact, watch this video before you take a quiz or the final exam, so you can actually do this by hand. The next video will be the code for this.